Coming up on Vantage Point.
The class of 2020 is struggling to pay for prom. Do you know how much money your class has in the bank?
School administrators are using every tool they have to get more families involved, but the turnout at recent events has been low.
And we have your sports highlights and much more, so stay with us.
Coming to you from Studios 1162, Vantage Point starts right now.
Hey Eagle Nation, and welcome to Vantage Point, where we see you. I'm Zaria Polk.
And I'm Jalise Ravisura. We're so excited to be bringing you another season. Our top story this hour. After 3 years of fundraising, the class of 2020 did not have enough money in its account to afford a prom venue. Now, other class leaders are trying to avoid making the same mistake. Here's Gabe Morris with the details.
Leaders for the class of 2020 were left scrambling for a solution after learning there would not inherit money left over from the class of 2019, leaving them hundreds of dollars short for a down payment for a venue.
21?
Aside from graduation, prom is arguably one of the most important events of senior year. But the class of 2020 almost missed out on the venue after learning they did not have enough money in their account to pay a deposit for the space. Records show the senior class had about $2,200 in their account as of August 30th. Their desired prom venue within SOTA required a $2,500 deposit, leaving the group $300 short. The group was expecting additional funds from money left over by the class of 2019, but that was not the case. They had to take out a $600 loan from the ASB general funds to be able to afford the deposit. According to activities coordinator Casey Campbell, the miscalculation stemmed from a misunderstanding.
We found out that money doesn't necessarily transfer down each year to the next class, and so that money that they're expecting to get hasn't gone to their account.
After learning about the class of 2020's money woes, other class officers and club leaders are now concerned about their own fundraising.
We're doing it differently because we're so much more on top of everything, I feel like, and then by senior year we'll be very prepared for whatever situation financially.
Students are also concerned about how this will affect future school events and dances. District records show that ASB's general fund had over $36,000 as of October 29th. That money is largely made from activity card sales. All clubs that are considered to be ASB are entitled to have a say in how that money is spent. ASB is planning to meet with all club leaders and their advisors in the coming weeks to make sure leaders know the proper fundraising protocols.
I'm surprised you weren't able to raise enough money for prom.
I know. I hope things turn around.
How familiar are you with the plastic straw bans?
I'm really familiar. I know that that there's a ban that's likely going to occur soon, and many businesses have already started transitioning to either no straws or to like the compostable straws.
What do you think about it?
I think it's a good thing. I think it's our best of our interests as like individuals and as a society to help make sure this planet is as healthy and clean as it can. And I feel like a really big issue is just like how easy it is just to throw away these like plastic straws on the ground and forget about them.
How do you think you're keeping the earth clean and Cleveland clean as well?
I think by using things like metal straws or like paper straws are really helping keeping the earth clean by having them just like use less plastic so that we can also save animals as well as the environment, like what it takes to produce the plastic straws. So I think that's like really cool.
Yeah, thank you.
The PTSA is holding their next meeting on Monday, November 18th in room 1162. Meetings begin at 6 p.m. and run for about an hour. The class of 2020 is having a fundraiser. The group is hosting a game night on November 1st. Both video and board games will be available. Entry is $2.
Seniors, the free application for Federal Student Aid, or FAFSA, is now open. The application for WASPA is also available to students who are undocumented. Students can get help with college applications every Wednesday in the library from 2:30 to 4:40 p.m. See Cantu Nguyen in room 1339 for more details. Students, don't forget every Friday is Red Friday. Wear the school colors to show your support. If you don't have the official Spirit shirt, just wear anything red. This is how you can play your part in supporting the school.
After last year's College Knowledge Night brought out hundreds of students and families, CHS counselors and administrators were hopeful that more families would turn out for events. but attendance at after-school events has been pretty low. Ariella Cornell has more on some of the school's biggest events continue having low turnout.
Roughly 200 people attended the College Knowledge event last April. School leaders were hoping for another big turnout, but only about half of that number showed up for both Eagle Night and the Fall College Knowledge event. Administrators want to know what's keeping families away from important school events.
In a school of more than 900 students, typically it is less than a third of the student body in attendance at after-school events. For Cleveland's Eagle Night on October 10th, 111 families attended, and those families were largely from the freshman class. Logan Reichert, who helps organize several events throughout the year, said the number was on a trend with the turnout at past Eagle Nights.
We'd love to have as many families here as possible, and I believe we had 118 families come through, which was really helpful and really good, and the more the better.
One parent, Mahalit Bakula, whose child is a freshman, said the hours for after-school events make it difficult to attend.
I think the only thing is that it goes a little bit late into the evening, and that's understandable, but with a sort of a long work week, it can be a little bit late. But that's basically it, and I think that a lot of people are sort of strained for time.
Just over 100 people showed up for the College Knowledge and Senior Night event. That group was largely seniors, many whom attended the event to order their graduation gown. Several students took advantage of the college booths, learning all they could about the schools on hand.
College night was helpful for me because I got to look at other college and there was scholarship opportunities and I signed up for some of it.
Even though the number of people in attendance at these events have been low, the feedback from attendees have been relatively positive. Parents who attended Eagle Night were impressed with what they were able to learn about the school.
So far, I have a very positive impression of the school, and the video was really helpful to get an idea of what students' opinions are of the school, so I have a positive image.
There will be another College Knowledge event in the spring, and that one will be open to all grade levels. This is Ariella Cornell reporting for Vantage Point.
The class of 2021 is selling crewneck sweatshirts for $35. The sale will last until November 8th. Purchases can be made in the front of the main office. Save the date! ASB is hosting a multicultural night on Wednesday, December 18th, as a way to showcase and honor the diversity of students at Cleveland. There will be food and cultural performances. For more information on how to participate or for any cultural club that would like to be involved in the planning, reach out to ASB Leaders or Activities Coordinator Casey Campbell.
Students, it may seem like school just started, but the first 9 weeks end on November 6th. This is a good time for students to get their grades up before report cards go out. Now let's see what's happening over in sports.
Hey Eagles, I'm Molly House and welcome to Squaw! We have reached the end of the fall sports season and attention must be paid to the slow pitch softball team's amazing season. We've had some big wins and some awful lows in football. And the boys' ultimate frisbee team continues to dominate. Check out these highlights. Let's go!
Slow pitch softball is one of Cleveland's best success stories for fall sports, finishing second in the Metro League Championship in their inaugural season. The team almost didn't happen. Only a handful of girls had signed up before practices began, but they ended up with 16 players. Many of them had never played the sport. The team was named WIAA's Team of the Month for October and was presented with the award on October 30th.
Now let's head over to the gridiron, where the Eagles have had a turnaround season. The team had a rocky start, struggling to get players to show up for practice, but they turned a corner after winning their season opener 13-0 against Canadian team Carson Graham.
Thanks to a new coaching change, a new field, and a bunch of transfers, we've been able to exceed and have a lot of success, and we went on to have a 5-2 season.
The Eagles went on to lose 2 games in a row to non-league teams,
but snapped their losing streak by beating Sammamish and West Seattle before defeating Nathan Hale to win the Metro Valley Championship 20-14 on October 18th. At a time where the team should be celebrating, the Eagles are dealing with suspensions after a brawl broke out in the final minutes of their game against South End rival Franklin. Cleveland was up 45-0 as emotions ran high. The fight almost cost the team their trip to the playoffs. But the Eagles prevailed and will take on Bishop Blanchette tonight at Memorial Stadium. Boys Frisbee continues to dominate, going undefeated on the regular season. The Eagles took first place at the Seattle Invitational Tournament, then ate up the competition on their way to the Metro League Finals.
This year, I've noticed that our energy has grown a lot, much higher than last year. And we're always cheering. As you can tell, I'm losing my voice already. And I love this team.
Cleveland took the Metro League title and is making their way through the state tournament after a stunning 11-7 comeback win over Seattle Waldorf in the quarterfinals. The Eagles were down 7-3 at the half, but the team rallied, and several big plays put the team on top. Shout out to all of the fall sports teams, and especially the senior athletes, for repping the nest. We see you and we thank you.
Girls bowling begins November 4th and basketball tryouts begin November 18th. There's still time to sign up for winter sports. Registration is now online, and once you complete the application, you won't ever have to register again. Just go to clevelandeagles.org. This is Molly House with Squall, telling you to get in the game.
Well, that's it for our first episode. It's been a pleasure for us to see you from this vantage point.
Until next time, I'm Jalise Rapusura.
And I'm Zaria Polk.
Stay fly, Eagles,
and keep soaring on.